What's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the Marine Corps Gen 3 plate carrier, some tips and tricks on how to set it up and what gear I'm running on mine, why I'm running it that way. So right off the bat, what I always do is tuck this molly away into the kangaroo pouch. That gives me access to the kangaroo pouch. Perfect, easy access for things like GRGs, radio report templates, and note-taking gear. What this also does is exposes the Velcro right here, which allows me to run things like molly placards and chest rigs right on the front of the flak. It'll attach with the Velcro and these clips, which I'm going to show you how to install. Super easy, swap back and forth between different setups, and then also if you want to take this off and run it like a chest rig, now you can do that. But in order to do that, you're going to need to install clips on these little yib-yab tabs. So you can see I've got one side already installed. This side I'm going to use as an example for you guys. This bottom clip is for the actual placard. See, it clips right there. That top clip is for attaching things like back panels to your plate carrier without having to molly them on. A bunch of different options for those. That'll allow you to take your back panel off and put it back on. You can get into your back panel without taking your flak off this way. I'll have another video on that later. And then also, big thing for me is I like being able to take my back panel off and have my back completely slick. That way when I put my pack on, my main pack frame is directly on my back. I don't have a bunch of stuff in between my back and the frame. So like I said, for installing those two clips, you need two clips that look like these. They should come in your flak repair kit. If you didn't get a repair kit with your flak, look inside your chest rig in like one of the magazine pouches, like the SIF issued chest rig. So I'm gonna take this buckle, male end, weave it through the yib-yab like this. Make sure you push it all the way up so you still have this little loop at the bottom. And you're just gonna put this on the loop at the bottom. And now this top clip isn't coming off. Now you're also going to want to attach on the cummerbund two more nail clips on either side. Your placard just clips on like that. Throw your flak on, and then once it's around your body, put the tubes on, and you'll just clip those on like that. And if you want to swap out how it is, super easy. Just grab a different placard or chest rig, and it just clips on the same way. Easy. So going back to the back panel, you're also going to need to install clips on your cummerbund right there. I'm going to show you how that works. Got my back panel, Haley Strategic Flat Pack Plus. It clips to the top right there. These clip onto the cummerbund. Now my back panel is attached to my plate carrier without MOLLE, and I can take it off if I needed to get into my back panel. I didn't have someone behind me that could reach in there for me, and I don't want to take my body armor off. You just unclip one side. And this can swing around and you can get in there. And you just throw it back around, flip them back up, and you're good to go. So in terms of what gear I'm actually running on my plate carrier, Haley Strategic triple stack mag placard is what I've found works best for me. Got hard shell magazine pouches right here. Fits AR M4 mags. Also fits AK mags. And then in front of that is elastic. So these two outside ones go all the way through. I like running a tourniquet right up front where I can get to it easy. And then my first mag in the gun, I store right here. I've also got the Haley dangler pouch. I'm a huge believer in dangler pouches. It's like having a fanny pack without having to wear anything around your waist. Always keep my like signal plan stuff in my dangler. Extra candy paint, got calculator for warm formula or like net explosive weights, stuff like that. Speed loader, emergency caffeine, and my headlamp. Right above that, I've got my issued push-to-talk, doing radio things, and then very generic, just like 15 bucks on Amazon, little ATAC case. So take your Samsung phone with ATAC loaded on it. It just goes inside these little rubber bands. Now you're running ATAC. Shoulder pads, I've got the Cry Precision shoulder pads. I like them. So a lot of times I'll run the straps from my flat pack underneath these Cry shoulder pads. Just keep them like out of the way. You can see how this, as it's like moving around, can rub against your neck. It's just slightly uncomfortable. Running them under the shoulder pads completely mitigates that. And you can still do that thing I showed you earlier where you unclip one side and swing your back panel around to get into it. You just need to undo the Velcro first. That's super easy. Another thing, these Cry shoulder pads have these little loops right here. Good for cable management. I always like to route my drinking hose through there. And then with the rest of this that's just dangling there, I always tuck it like inside my cummerbund like that. On the back I've got the Haley Flat Pack Plus. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on the flat pack. It definitely rates its own video. I've got the Cry JPC cummerbunds, the skeletonized cummerbunds. Let me take this back panel off and I'll show you how to attach those. Alright, so here we've got our Cry cummerbunds on a Cry, or knockoff Cry plate carrier. You see the bungee in the back is kind of what's tying the cummerbunds to the molly. And then in the front, you've got the Velcro. You know how that works. So to use it on the Gen 3 plate carrier, you just flip it backwards. Got the Velcro side Velcroed in there. This goes on top of it. And then you need to get the first spear tubes kit. It's just a little thing that goes in the molly right there and lets you use your tube system with your skeletonized cummerbunds. Lastly, got old school GWAT era radio pouch. I like running my radio pouch outside my cummerbund rather than on one of those like inner wing cummerbund radio pouches, because I don't want to have to unclip my cummerbund if I need to get my radio out to do some sort of like troubleshooting. Having the radio pouch on the outside, if I got to do some kind of troubleshooting with my radio, I just take it out, do what I got to do, put it back in. I've also got the cattail antenna. What's it called? This Squad Leader V2 wearable antenna. Connects to my radio right there. Just got it woven through my cummerbund and then up my back. That's super nice for just getting the antenna out of the way of like your sling. Everybody hates getting their sling caught on their antenna. Also, from a like observation point of view, everybody knows the dude running around with an antenna sticking off his back. Probably important. We're gonna shoot at him first. So getting rid of that like super visible like 10-foot blade antenna or whatever just increases survivability, I guess you could say. Then one grenade pouch on the other side, my flak, and that's about it. For everyone who's sent their kit setup, I really appreciate it. Keep doing that, please. I love seeing how everybody likes to run their kit, and like sharing ideas. You see something somebody else did that you like, you want to copy them. That's what this is all about.